So I guess you could say we have an official movie poster for James Gunn's Superman, the movie that is kicking off this new DC cinematic universe next year. Now, those of you who have seen my previous content know that I am not a very big fan of James Gunn movies. I am not very excited for this movie, okay? Just so far. I'm not really a fan of his writing, his movies. They're a little bit too Marvel-y, too corny, too cheesy. His jokes are very childish to me. They're not very funny. Very light writing, and even when he tries to be deep, it's not very sophisticated. I prefer sort of the Zack Snyder type of superhero movie. I think it's far more sophisticated, more edgy, but at the same time, still maintaining, a lot of the beauty and the hope and beauty of superheroes. And it really pains me that people don't see that. The fact that people think, now we're getting a hopeful Superman is just bizarre to me. Superman was hopeful with the Snyder movies. But anyways, we do have our first official poster, and obviously I'm going to do a reaction once the teaser trailer comes out. But first, let's take a look at this image, because, you might be surprised with what I have to say, and also partly not surprised. Keep in mind, the image also has sound to it. It sort of gives us a taste of the theme that the movie will have, its official theme, if you will. I also have thoughts on that, but here we go. Let's let it play out. Let's let it play out. Take a look. Look at the colors. Oh, what is that? What is that? So here's the deal. What do I think? What did I think the moment that I saw this image? I liked it. I did. I liked it. It is an image that I would hang on my wall. Okay? I would frame it. I would put it up. Okay, I totally would. I'm a huge fan of the white here. I'm a fan of the blue here. I'm a fan of the red. I'm a fan of I don't know. It looks like someone took a picture of Superman as he just flew up, right? And so you have this kind of blurry, kind of effect, that would, like someone going at a supersonic speed and you're trying to take a picture of it. That's what it would look like. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. It looks like has this kind of aura to it, around the character of Superman. And obviously the most clear image, the most clear part of the image is Corin Sweat, right? Of course, Superman, Clark Kent, right at the top. It's great. I love how his cape just kind of becomes part of the background here. And I love the blue, and I love the video as well. Is very pretty, seeing kind of the image move around. But the actual just image itself is beautiful. It's phenomenal. Okay, hats off to anyone, one person who worked on this, whatever it was. Hats off. The suit itself, you already know how I feel about the suit. I think the suit is awful. I think this is probably one of the best pictures from this suit. But the trousers are really what is killing it for me. The trousers are just not doing it for me at all. They never have. I think it works for the comic books, of course, and it worked for a certain time, but I think in 2024, we should not have Superman with trunks. But we're getting Superman with trunks, but a lot of people out there are like, oh, God, no, the trunks are it's Superman, dude. It's so Superman, and it's like, dude, it's a product of its time, just like any other thing, 1940s, 1930s wrestlers had trousers, had outerwear, I guess if you could say. That's how it was, all right? So it's sort of this typical strongman look for the time, and so that's why they did that to Superman. We don't do that anymore, dude. We can move on. We can have a better thing, and like I said, I'm a big fan of the Henry Cavill suit. I think the spandex spandex, to just not to be derogatory, but I think it's just a much better look. It looks more fitting. It's a more muscular look. I think it's more Kryptonian to a certain extent. It's more alien, fits more with Superman. This suit just looks like a military suit. I'm not a fan. The material doesn't look very appealing to me. It's very bulky. I'm not seeing the muscle. It's lame. I think it's so lame. It looks like a Party City suit, and then the trousers only make it worse. The symbol's great, but that's because it takes inspiration from one of the greatest Superman symbols, Kingdom Come. But yeah, I'm not a big fan, and I love how the trousers are, kind of hidden as well, because, it's almost like they're trying to hide it. But anyways, besides the suit, it looks great. This isn't the most offensive look for the suit, but again, it's also because really the star of the show is the the things that are around the suit. That's really the star of the show. And obviously, he's bursting up into the air, right? Of course. And then of course we can't miss the look up right here. Look up. And this is where we start getting into the things that I am not liking. So look, on the surface level, right? Like a poster like this with look up, yeah, it's very heartfelt, and then you mix in the music and it becomes very heartfelt, but it's very reminiscent of Christopher Reeve. I mean, to be fair, even the, some of the Man of Steel posters did riff on the same idea. So, but I think specifically here, given that it's James Gunn, and given that, sort of how this character has been teased. If we take a look right here, this is via DC Film News. It's from a press release. Superman, DC Studios' first feature film to hit the big screen, is set to soar into theaters worldwide this summer from Warner Brothers Pictures. In his signature style, James Gunn takes on the original superhero in the newly imagined DC universe with a singular blend of epic action, humor, and heart, delivering a Superman who's driven by compassion and an inherent belief in the goodness of mankind. And then, of course, we have someone here, even in the comment section, going, look up as the tagline. Yes, yes. This is what I'm saying. It's very, very old school, Silver Age, Christopher Reeves type of thing, dude. And look, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. People want a very corny, very cheesy, very happy-go-lucky Superman. That's who they think Superman is. That's who they think Superman should always be. But I'm a fan of evolving. I'm a fan of pushing the boundary forward. I'm a fan of doing new things. I don't think, the more sophisticated, more serious, I guess you could say, take on Superman had enough limelight. It did not get the opportunity to really evolve and hatch, and even though I think it was still enough for what we got with Zack Snyder's films, but people weren't a fan of that. I'm gonna take this off now. People weren't a fan of that, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want a Superman that saves a cat out of a tree. And that's sort of what this is what it's sort of telling me here. The fact that they have to emphasize humor and heart, just like. The fact that you have to tell me that is what your plan is just so cheesy to me. It's so not sophisticated at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't want my superhero film to be this like light popcorn flick that just makes me feel good inside. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what Superman is to me. Superman is a real goddamn character. Okay, that's a lie. God, hopefully that doesn't turn into a meme. What I'm saying is, Superman is much more to me than saving cats out of trees, than making you laugh a little bit, making you smile, making you feel good inside. Like, it's more than just cheese. You know what I mean? Superman is a real goddamn character that's about hope, and that, he's a real sophisticated character, and he's very deep if you really think about it. And I think Zack Snyder tackled the character to that degree very, very well in his team of writers. This, to me, sounds like it's, like I said, it's going to be him saving cats out of trees and, having things be very, kind of cheesy, corny, happy-go-lucky. And that's not what I want. And again, the humor, it's just like, they're so desperate. Like, it's just so gross, dude. You know, the look up thing, you know, the way the poster looks, the music behind it, the trousers, this humor and heart thing, delivering a Superman who's driven by compassion and an inherent belief in the goodness of mankind. It's just so, the fact that they have to tell us this, it's so goddamn desperate, man. They're so desperate. Ugh, it just leaves such a sour taste in my mouth. That's gross. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not a fan, dude. I'm not a fan. And then the music, dude. The music. We heard it in the goddamn little reel here with the James Gunn video. You hear that little melody from the John Williams theme. You hear that in there. Now, to be fair, it also does have a little bit of, in fact, the melody of the Hans Zimmer score. Kind of the way that it begins, the sort of these, the notes, the bed of notes. It's sort of I think it's a couple notes. It's kind of this, it's just like just kind of a violin or, just kind of a violin, just sort of a really long legato note, just kind of playing underneath. And then the woman comes in with sort of this kind of soprano voice, very angelic voice, very, very Man of Steel, very Dune-ish, that sort of thing, right? To kind of give this sort of really ethereal, heroic effect to the movie and to the tone of the movie, of course. It's very beautiful. It's very well done, of course. But there is sort of a Hans Zimmer, kind of homage to the way the music begins. Actually, which I think is very interesting, but I'm sorry, dude, you just can't beat Hans Zimmer's Man of Steel score. You can't. It's better than the John Williams theme. I said it. I know. Call me crazy, but I said it. I think Hans Zimmer's score is so perfectly hopeful, while at the same time not feeling like a goddamn Hallmark movie. You know what I mean? Or like some cheesy, like 70s thing. Like it is so sophisticated, so modern, and yet incredibly hopeful. But really, the fact that they had to include the John Williams theme in there, again, screams of desperation. Just screams of desperation. And I'm frankly disgusted. I really am. It's just, they're so scared to do anything original. And, I've heard people out there, say, well, it doesn't matter if it doesn't make money when the movie comes out. It doesn't matter, Yes, it does. You know why? Because so many people out there said so much shit about Man of Steel not making over $1 billion. Batman v Superman not hitting $1 billion. And these people being like, oh, like, it didn't even make money. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not successful. But apparently James Gunn's Superman can get a pass, right? And just not make enough money because it's the first film in the DC cinematic universe. Oh, and let's not mention a lot of people shitting on the fact that Zack Snyder wanted to include, well, it wasn't him. I do believe it was the studio's decision, fully forcing the writers to include, more characters just to hurry up and catch up to Marvel at the time. But they, inclusion of Wonder Woman, inclusion of Batman in the sequel to Man of Steel, the sequel, right? Batman v Superman. And a lot of people were like, my God, why are we getting Doomsday? Why are we getting the death of Superman so early on in the DC cinematic universe? This is ridiculous. Why doesn't it take its time like Marvel? But yet this Superman film has so many goddamn characters in it that I'm unsure if the movie should be called Superman. Like, it's got a Green Lantern in there. It's got a Hawk Girl in there. It's got Mr. Terrific. My God. You know what I mean? Like, is this a goddamn Superman film? And we already know that the movie is set in a world where there are superheroes. So, that's sort of happening right off the bat. But so many people are like, oh, it doesn't need to make money. Fine, you could put in all the characters you want, James Gunn. We trust you. But when Zack Snyder does it, even though a lot of it was at the behest of the studio, I'm sure, that's a problem, right? And even when his movies, if you really think about it, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman alone made a shit ton of money. And it was only the two movies in the cinematic universe, really, at the time. So just absolutely ridiculous. And Am I butthurt? Am I a little jaded? Am I agitated? Yes. Yes, I am. But look, I told you, I said it. I did like the poster. I like the poster. But when I think about it in the context of what it's trying to do, so desperately trying to recapture nostalgia bait. That's what Hollywood loves to do. Gladiator 2, Twisters, Alien Romulus, sequel to Heat 2. All these movies, we're bringing back movies that are decades old because Hollywood is so scared of new ideas. Sequels and prequels. And then, of course, with our new Superman film, we got to give him trousers. We got to make the Superman poster look as much like Christopher Reeves as possible. We gotta make sure there's a tagline in there. So instead of "You'll believe a man can fly," now it's "Look up." It's just, and then the music, it's awful. I hate it. It annoys me. And then this little synopsis here, just make sure. Hold on, guys. Just don't be scared. We're not gonna make Superman dark here. We're gonna give him some humor and heart. Just relax. Disgusting. Okay. I'm the biggest Superman fan ever. Okay, that's a joke. I'm one of the biggest Superman fans out there. Okay, and says everyone, right? I mean, look, you got to be a Superman fan. He's the greatest goddamn superhero of all time. I love a hopeful Superman. I love a, near perfect Superman. I love an idealistic Superman. Zack Snyder gave that to us. He did. The fact that you can't see it is your problem. Okay. Now, if you know that he was doing that, it's still not your thing. Whatever, right? That's your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you at the end of the day forever, right? But to those people that say, God, I'm so grateful for a more hopeful Superman now, you completely missed it. You missed it. We did have it. We did have it, and we had a more nuanced take with that too. God, yes, I'm jaded. I'm angry. But look, says the guy who's probably still going to hang up that goddamn poster because it's really pretty, and it reminds me of a Man of Steel poster. Actually, funny enough. But yeah, we will see what happens with this teaser trailer. I am probably going to watch it. And I might have a lot of problems with it, but look, I'm going to tell you right now, I said it in my other videos, I will be the first person to say that I was wrong if this movie's fantastic. I will be the first person to say it. I will make a video and I will praise this movie. I will. But until that happens, I am incredibly, incredibly concerned and worried and grossed out. So anyways, those are my thoughts on the Superman poster, the movie poster, and well, not yet with the teaser trailer. We're going to react to that eventually, but those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you agree with me? Please let me know. I'd love to start up a healthy debate with you down in the comment section below. Give this video a like if you like, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. Share with your Superman-loving friends if you will. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, you beautiful creature. But I think that's it for me. You all take care, stay safe, and until next time, I love you.